The morning mist clung to the rice fields, the sun struggling to pierce the veil of fog. My boots pressed lightly against the damp earth as I surveyed the bamboo forest ahead. Every shadow seemed alive, every rustle hinting at the enemy waiting to spring. I pulled the mystic flute from my inventory. With it, I called forth my 5-level 10 shadow clone samurai, each one materializing with a shimmer of energy that marked them as no ordinary constructs. Crimson, bamboo, obsidian, and the two armed with katana and yumi. They took their positions without a word, an unspoken understanding binding us together. The first patrol of samurai emerged from the forest edge. I watched, letting my clones move first. Steel clashed. Each strike, each block, every step was precise. My shadow samurai danced through the enemy like a storm of black, crimson, and green, their blades carving through armor and flesh alike. I stayed back, observing, noting weaknesses, collecting dropped crafting materials and black powder bombs as the chaos unfolded. The sound of clanging metal echoed across the fields, punctuated by the occasional shouts of my enemies. But my clones were merciless, leaving the battlefield strewn with the broken and defeated. I didn't need to fight to know the effectiveness of my team. Bamboo samurai struck with measured fury, obsidian's attacks splintering armor like they were paper, crimson moving with lethal elegance, finishing off stragglers before they could regroup. Every fallen enemy left loot behind: musket upgrades, caltrips, medicinal herbs, black powder bombs. I gathered them meticulously, weighing each item, preparing for what I knew lay ahead. The deeper we moved into the bamboo maze, the denser the forest became, yet my shadow samurai kept the path clear. I stepped over fallen foes and collected what I could, never letting myself get drawn into unnecessary combat. Each time I glanced at the fortress in the distance, its bamboo walls looming like a silent sentinel, I felt the pulse of tension grow. The bamboo daimyo awaited within, but I was ready. And yet, for now, I let my team handle the destruction, their precision leaving nothing for me but the quiet satisfaction of watching them dismantle the defenses I had once feared. I stood back surveying the scene, gathering loot, my armor intact, my mind sharp. The fortress awaited, but I would enter on my terms. The bamboo walls of the fortress rose like silent sentinels as the next wave of samurai emerged, their armor gleaming under the filtered sunlight that crept through the dense canopy. I pulled the mystic flute from my inventory. I called back 4 shadow clone samurai, their forms dissolving into shadows that flickered and vanished, leaving only Obsidian, the mightiest of my shadow clone samurai, to face the oncoming tide. Obsidian's stance was perfect, feet grounded, katana ready, but even the best could only take so much. I watched intently, eyes locked on his health bar as the wave descended. The first samurai leapt from the bamboo, their strikes sharp, relentless. Obsidian countered, spinning and slashing, deflecting blows that would have cleaved a lesser warrior in two. Each strike he landed brought a jolt of satisfaction. The impact of steel on steel resonated through the courtyard, but each counterattack he took chipped away at his health faster than I anticipated. I gritted my teeth as I saw the health bar dip. The samurai were more numerous, their coordination more refined than in the previous patrols. Obsidian's movements remained flawless, but the punishment was mounting. Without thinking, I raised my upgraded yumi, knocking a molten resin-tipped arrow, and fired. The arrow streaked through the air, impacting just ahead of an approaching samurai. The explosion of resin disrupted their formation, forcing a stagger, giving Obsidian a vital second to recover. I fired again, this time hitting the charging samurai squarely in the chest. He faltered, and Obsidian's katana cut through him cleanly, sparing the clone from additional damage. The fight became a ballet of tension. Obsidian moved like a shadow across the courtyard, spinning, blocking, countering, while I picked off those who threatened to overwhelm him. Every strike counted. Every arrow had purpose. His health bar dipped dangerously low, yet he fought on with relentless ferocity. The metallic clang of blades against armor rang like a drumbeat, echoing off the bamboo walls. I realized just how much Obsidian could handle, and how much he couldn't. When a samurai broke past his guard and landed a glancing strike, I fired another molten resin arrow, knocking the assailant back just in time. Obsidian took the opportunity, spinning in a lethal arc, dispatching 2 more attackers with precise, bone-shattering strikes. By the end of the wave, Obsidian was battered, his health barely holding, yet victorious. I exhaled slowly, lowering my yumi, feeling the adrenaline ebb. The fortress courtyard was littered with fallen samurai, the air heavy with smoke. the clatter of shattered bamboo echoing. Obsidian stood, katana glinting, battered but undefeated, a testament to the power of a single shadow clone wielded to perfection. I knew this was only the beginning. Inside the fortress, the bamboo daimyo awaited, and the true test of my strategy and of obsidian's strength was yet to come. I drew the mystic flute from my inventory, its polished surface catching the dim light streaming through the fortress bamboo. A single, low note resonated through the hallways, vibrating in the air. Obsidian, battered but proud, bowed slightly and dissolved into a shadow, retreating to rest and recover. The courtyard fell silent except for the soft hum of the flute's lingering magic. I allowed myself a moment to breathe, lowering my katana and surveying the battlefield. Fallen samurai littered the area, broken bamboo and splintered beams underfoot. Loot glimmered in the aftermath of the fight, waiting to be gathered. Crafting materials scattered near fallen foes, discarded black powder bombs, and an intact silver treasure chest tucked in a shadowed corner. I knelt to collect the loot carefully, securing the items in my inventory. Every piece could mean a decisive edge in the coming battle with the bamboo daimyo. As I worked, my mind ran over possibilities. 200 stat points rested in reserve, untouched. With them, I could push my shadow clone samurai to new heights, upgrading not just obsidian but the others as well. Crimson, bamboo, and the plain clones could all reach levels of combat mastery that would make them formidable allies. Each stat point was a promise of increased speed, durability, attack precision, or magical resilience. I let the flute's faint note guide my thoughts, planning each upgrade and testing potential combinations in my mind. Should I spread the points evenly or focus on one clone for a specialized powerhouse? Perhaps enhance obsidian further for maximum damage absorption while making the other 4 agile support units? Even as I looted, I ran simulations in my head, sequences of attack, counter, shadow clone deployment. I envisioned every scenario in the fortress, the choke points, the bamboo corridors, the hidden traps that might still linger. Every corner might conceal a danger, every hallway a chance to set an ambush or manipulate the environment to my advantage. The quiet looting session became a strategic meditation. My katana rested at my side, the mystic flute in my hand, and the battlefield at my feet. I wasn't just preparing to fight, I was orchestrating the next phase of the war, turning the fortress and its looming bamboo daimyo into my own testing ground. With every item collected and every thought planned, I felt the weight of the coming clash. And yet a thrill ran through me. I was ready to push the game, my clones, and myself to the limit. Loved. Saved. Exited. The soft hum of the VR rig fading as I exited my pod. I found everyone already together. I took a seat next to them, my presence drawing their attention. My fingers drummed lightly against the edge of the desk as Sub, Dev, and Glyph circled around, eyes glinting with a mix of amusement and barely contained mischief. So, the bamboo maze, I began leaning forward. If I hit it with molten resin arrows, it'll burn everything down. The figures, the daimyo, the whole works. Sub chuckled, crossing his arms. You're a little obvious sometimes. Dev and I already figured that one out weeks ago. Dev, leaning against the wall, smiled slyly. You're going to love the little surprise we added. Remember that environmental rain that hit the courtyard during your last run? Yeah, it's been automated now. From the moment you trigger the opening cutscene, the outdoor courtyard will always start raining. You know, just to make your little fire plan more interesting. Glyph's grin was quiet but sharp. The rest of the fortress? Completely stone. No bamboo left to cheat your way through. You can still be devious, but now it's a real challenge. I let out a low whistle, feeling the familiar thrill of unpredictability settle in my chest. This wasn't just a game anymore. It was a playground with traps I could manipulate.